Welcome back to another adventure of Get Booked. We're back at the YA desk, our news desk.
We really like it. This is the new one, right? This is where we're going to be.
It is, plus the room is still a mess because, finale prep time. Alright, so we have our last week of YA books. We'll have a new square next week. Sam and I both kind of split this up again. What are you talking about?
I split it up with you and then split it up within myself. I'm doing a little bit of Gives You Chills, the bookmark that says Gives You Chills, and then also kind of some paranormal stuff.
Cool, so there's a couple squares that we're going to hit, and we have some fun new prizes that we're going to share with you, so you can really get your read on in the last little bit of summer.
What are you doing?
Oh, what am I doing? I'm doing summer books with one of the paranormals because I like paranormal too.
Awesome.
Paranormal kind of had its heyday I want to say 10 years, but that's wrong. It's 15 years ago.
Is it really been that long?
It's been a long time. But it's sort of making its way back, so I'm excited about that.
Yeah, and I think the Gives You Chills fills in the same kind of feeling.
It can.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So paranormal, we've got vampires and werewolves and ghosts and monsters.
Things.
Some things paranormal.
Kind of.
Depends on the book. So those are the sort of things we mentioned with paranormal. One of my favorite paranormal books we don't have is called Raised by Wolves by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Werewolves, so good.
Jennifer Lynn Barnes.
I love her.
Yep.
Alright. I have a lot.
You want to go last? Second? You want me to go first?
You go first.
Okay. Alright. My first book today is Megan Abbott's The Fever. And so this one isn't really scary or gives you chills, but it's about this weird, disease that is spreading through this town. It's a mysterious illness that's, hitting all of the high schoolers in town.
Sounds a little bit like real life right now.
I know, it's definitely, it gives you chills just because of how, close it could be to home kind of thing. It was written very, it's set realistically. So let's see. So there's a popular teacher, and he's a father of two of the teens in town. What happens is there's this terrifying unexplained seizure that hits one of the kids in the class. And so, the whole town kind of freaks out, and it just keeps going from household to household and everything. And it's, a chilling story about guilt, betrayal, the lethal power of desire. It's it says it's one of the most exciting and original voices of her generation. That's what Megan Abbott is, and I really think that it tells a really, really cool story about how a town can overreact, maybe.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sounds a little like Salem witch trial-y.
Yeah, because it's not really
it's
not really what you think it is. There's a good twist.
Oh,
do we have? I don't know. I can't remember.
There is a
twisty mystery. Alright, that's my first one.
Alright, so I'm going to jump right into summer. So you can't have a summer book without Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. It's one of my favorites. Yes, it was written ages and ages ago, but it's still really good. There are 4 books in the YA series, and then there's one adult book which takes place long after, I think. So 4 best friends have never split up for the summer. One is going to soccer camp, one is going to Greece, one is staying home, and the other one is going to be with her father and his new wife. And they're really not thrilled about splitting up, but they find this pair of magical pants, magical jeans, obviously, in a thrift store place, and it's magical because it fits all of them, and they all have wildly different body types. But it also makes them feel magical. It makes them feel like they can do anything. It gives them connected and confident. Yeah, so they agree to create a list of things that they can do while wearing the pants, which is funny. And then they also agree to send the pants to each other. So, you get some of their summer, and then the pants go to somebody else, and you get a letter, and then the pants go to somebody else. And so it goes throughout the summer. And it's sad, and it's funny, and it's really great. I love that series.
It's a really good story of friendship.
It is a good friendship story.
And the movies I don't think were bad. I really don't.
Oh, I love the movies. Yeah, the movies were good too.
They did a good job.
They did.
So my next one that I'm talking about is actually 2, and then 3, and then 4, and then 5, because it's an author specifically. So April Henry writes some pretty crazy. The best way that I can describe it is it's Criminal Minds for teens via the book route.
Yes.
So if you like Criminal Minds, if you like even like Law and Order even a little bit,
Yep.
it's all within the same genre. And basically most of them are about either murder, getting kidnapped, like teens trying to solve murders, so it's really, or just in general crimes, I guess, too. She writes, we were talking about this earlier, that she writes so well, she writes with a lot of research under her belt. And so all of these things are super realistic and could possibly happen. Like, they don't feel like they're made up stories. Yeah.
They're not like the weird black, but so they're not like Fast and Furious, which I love the Fast and Furious movies, but they're so unbelievable. Like these
so
are
good, though.
they are good. They are good. They're wildly entertaining. These are entertaining as well, but they're like set based in research. Like she
Yes.
knows that she can do these things because she's actually done them prior to writing about them.
So super cool. We highly recommend a bunch of April Henry's books. We have a bunch of them here at the library, but there's a lot. There's a lot to choose from, and they all kind of tell a slightly different thing. You know, it's really good. There we go.
She's a favorite.
I'm on a roll today.
Alright, I'm jumping in the paranormal with Vampire Academy. So we kind of decided that vampires can be paranormal. Vampire Academy is one of my favorites. So back in the Twilight heyday, Vampire Academy was a huge series. Rachel Kane has a really good Morganville vampire series. There's a lot of vampire series. L.J. Smith had a series which turned into the TV show Vampire Diaries, which I heard was wildly different than the books.
I'm a Vampire Diaries fan.
Nice.
Yeah, that's bad.
So Vampire Academy, there's a princess who is a vampire, and then her bodyguard Rose, and this is from Rose's perspective, and Rose is in love with a teacher. She's training to be the guardian of Lissa, and in the beginning they're kind of off on the run, and they're not sure who to trust, but they get hauled back into the school, and they don't really like the school part, but they have to like go back to school, and there's danger all around them, and they're still not sure who to trust, and there's some strange things happening in the world. So this, I'm going to say, is like it's been a long time. It's like a 6-book series, and then there's a spin-off, and all the books are out. They made a movie based off of this, but I heard through the grapevine that I think a TV show is on the way. So I'm really excited because that was a really good series. Lots of action, danger, romance. Yeah,
And
all the
that's
good
crazy.
stuff.
That's been out for so long, and it's one of the ones that I have not read. And I got on the vampire kick.
Does
I
it?
really
Okay.
did.
It's really hard to see, but I feel like the cover model looks a lot like Angelina Jolie as like a,
Oh yeah.
like a potential teenager Angelina Jolie. She looks a lot like her. It's not, but it looks
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. And it's a weird smile too.
It is. The cover is not great, but the book is really awesome.
Alright, so my next one is The Coldest Girl in Cold Town by Holly Black. So this one is a little weird because it takes on the vampire thing in a different way because they're not really vampires. So when I read it, I was like, oh, that's kind of like vampire, like, right? That's
Yeah.
like, that's how it feels. So basically, there's this disease-esque thing that people can be infected with, and when you are infected with that, you have to then go to this walled-in city called a cold town because you're infected and you want to stay away from the general population, or you're just like, you have to go there. People take you there. So what happens is there's Tana, and she lives in this area, and she's at this party one night, and she wakes up from this crazy night of partying because that's what you do in high school apparently. And all her friends, all these people around her are dead. Something happened. They were massacred, right? So her and the only other survivors are this other guy that she doesn't know and her ex-boyfriend. So, super teen novel. So they end up going into this cold town because her ex-boyfriend is infected, and it's this whole story of like once you go in, you can't come out. But she herself is not infected, we don't think. So it's this whole thing about how is she gonna get out? Is she supposed to stay there for the rest of her life in this terrible monster neighborhood? Like, who knows what's gonna happen? It was really good.
That gives me the creeps. Just
Yeah, it was
thinking
super
about that.
creepy, and it has a little bit of paranormal stuff, so it was a little both.
Alright. This one is Girl Out of Water. This is by Laura Silverman. So this is about a girl who can't wait to spend the summer before senior year hanging out at the beach with her friends. She lives in California, so she's a big surfer. But then her aunt, who is a single mother, gets into a very serious car accident, and she has to go take care of her 3 young cousins in Nebraska,
Oh.
which is not where she wants to be. So she's not thrilled, but, you know, she goes back, and she meets this boy, Lincoln, he's a skater boy, and he kind of dares her to spend the summer skateboarding with him. She's like, yeah, skateboarding and surfing, it's fine, I can do
They're the
this.
same, right?
Yeah, exactly. So there could be some romance. The town is where her mom ran away from when she was really young, so there's like some family drama and angst there. So this was a really good summer novel. I really enjoyed it.
So my last one of the day is Small Spaces by Catherine Arden, who wrote The Bear and the Nightingale, actually, which was another good one.
Oh.
Yeah. So it has a second one that's already out. The best way that I can compare it is it's like a newer version of Goosebumps kind of stuff. So it's this group of kids, so it's 11-year-old Ollie, so this one is actually part of our tween collection. She is out walking and she sees this woman trying to throw a book into the water. And she stops. She doesn't think, she just asks. She gets the book and she runs away with it. And it kind of brings us into this like super creepy, crawly story of what happens because she has this book in her possession. Like weird things start to happen. So she goes on this field trip with her school to this farm, and creepy things start happening one after the other. So much so that her entire school bus is stuck in this woods on this farm and escaping from a devilish creature.
So, but it's not like Jumanji where she like jumps into another world. She's like still in her world.
It's like still the same world, but they can't really find. It's like an alternate universe, part of their own world, where they can hear their family looking for them, but they can't like reach them.
That's creepy.
It was like super creepy. The second one was really good too. I really recommend Small Spaces. It's good.
See, I don't do the creepy, which is why Sam was talking about.
I do.
Yeah.
It's nice
Although,
to get a little,
I do watch Criminal Minds, and I really did like April Henry. So there's an element of creepy that I can do, but it's more like murder, kidnapping based than
like paranormal stuff? Okay.
Yeah. Alright, so we have 3 books, but they're really kind of very similar books, and I couldn't pick. So these are also some really fun romances from 10 years ago maybe, but they're super cute and I love them. Alright, this one is Maine Squeeze, 1 girl, 2 boys, plus 1 island equals the best summer ever.
Oh.
Obviously in Maine, they're working at a seafood shack. Does it really mean the best summer ever? Obviously there's lots of romance and some friendship and lots of work stuff in here. Alright, these all have the same similar theme. Island girls and boys, just 3 girls, 3 dogs, 2 boyfriends, and 1 true love.
Oh. Is it
this
really
one I
true?
think
Sorry.
you have to read. Usually there's like a happily for now.
Okay.
This one I think they're at a resort. Yes, coastal campground resorts. So these are all like jobs and romances in the summer. And then this one, Thrill Ride, takes place in an amusement park, and the tagline says, "The most exciting roller coaster, falling in love."
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know if you can see it, but the roller coaster is actually in the shape of a heart. So these are just some fun friendship and romance and summer job books that we have. Very clever.
Those sound pretty good.
Prizes.
Yeah.
Should we do? Let's go big, small to big.
Small to big, okay.
So, the first one we have, this one is just for filling in like a line of bingo. And this is one of those really handy dandy jar openers. So when your jar is stuck, this is the best thing. I had no idea what this was when I moved into my first apartment, and it was like in some welcome packet. It is the best thing I've ever had. Of course, it has a logo on it, so you know exactly where it came from. Which is perfect. And then we have this little notebook that says Craig and Library, and also has a fun pen that matches. Again, this is just for one of the bingo lines, as is Sam's oven.
Yes, so this right here is an insulated
Fancy.
lunchbox. What? With our beautiful Cragen logo on it. It nice, it zippers up. And it has your little handles here.
Perfect. Also perfect for teens going to school
Yes.
or college.
Or going taking it on a picnic.
Taking out a picnic is great.
Yeah. Even the beach.
Beach goes
Some
well.
snacks.
True.
Okay.
I like snacks. Who doesn't like snacks?
Alright, so now we're gonna do this one. Yeah, like
Wait.
you said, this is a 5. Only 5.
The 5. So the next one is the whole square. So like every single one you have filled.
And I don't want to show you.
We're not going to open it
Okay,
because
it's so perfect and
can't get it
beautiful.
back together.
But this is actually a Cragen blanket. So it has this nice little Velcro piece, and you would unroll your blanket, and you could use it, you know, after a concert.
Baseball game.
Yeah.
The outdoor on the green.
Just hanging out and reading outside.
That's what I do.
I know. Right?
Barbecues, maybe.
So I'm
It's
actually,
nice
I'm a big
little
fan, and it has a little, it does have a little
Oh, nice.
carrying spot, so I don't know, phone, keys, something.
Soda.
Yeah.
Who knows?
So those are our new prizes.
Those will be up.
They will be
So
all at
so
the
fun.
circulation desk when you bring in a completed bingo or bingo sheet.
Yes. So come on in and get those before they're gone. We have plenty.
Yeah.
And next month we will have a new square, and it'll be August, and I can't even talk about where the summer's gone.
What happened? I don't know.
But we will see then.